Hello, and welcome back to the stream. I think we're all set up here. I have some practice that I need to do today that is a bad transposition that I don't practice enough, and that is down a major third. If you've been watching the live streams recently, you know that I'm trying to play a horn duet with my horn colleague here at ECU for her recital on Tuesday, and I'm not ready for that yet. I've looked at all the parts, but I need to mark some things in because I keep forgetting. You know, there's this spot over here, for instance, where it's written G flat, A flat, C, E flat, and I need to remember that that's just an E major, E dominant seventh triad in second inversion, and stuff like that. So I've got my pencil here, very good Blackwing 54, which was actually my very first Blackwing. And I'm going to mark some things in, but please ask me anything if you're watching this. I'll ask you to do that a couple of times during the stream because I really don't want to just practice in front of you. I don't have a theme this time. I just wanted to turn on the camera and do this stuff that I have to do, and hopefully I'll be a good example of at least one good way to practice. I won't try to do anything stupid, or I'll try not to do stupid things on my practice stream, but it's by no means the only way to practice. I'm learning that as I get older, I need to break up my practice more and do more singing and make sure that I'm confident about what I'm about to play before I play it. And I think if I had done that earlier in my career, I would have gotten a lot further a lot faster. So maybe that's what we'll talk about if anybody is around to talk about it with. Anyway. Or I guess if nobody's around to talk about it with. So now there's another problem that I have to face, and that is that I'm going to play this on the A cornet, which I have one right here, right? But I left, so that I wouldn't forget it, I left the mouthpiece and cornet that I'm actually going to play, which is my old 1920s or 40s, depending on who you ask, straight 8 cornet mouthpiece that matches this one here. That is the trumpet under part that goes with the same rim, which is why we think maybe more like the 40s. I left that at school with my New York Wonder cornet that I'm going to play because I can tune every note. Now on this cornet I can also tune every note, but I don't have a cornet mouthpiece at home that is a straight 8 like I want to play. I do, however, have a straight 8 trumpet mouthpiece that's a very similar rim and certainly same cup. And so I put my French Besson in A. Well, I haven't done it yet. Let's do it now. Put it in A, right? And now I should be able to hear the right pitches and play the right fingerings and test this out. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. It's not the right setup, but it's a setup. And no pun intended, it is in the key of A, right? So let's make sure that we're set up to do that in tune as well. Not that I don't have perfect pitch, but let's. Okay, so now we're ready to play some Erica Wazen's Gold Coast Harmony. We're playing the first horn part, and I've played the first page quite a lot. So now I need to do two things. One is to make sure I know this piece really inside and out. And you might think, Gabriel, you've waited this long, and the concert's in 2 days? Yeah. I looked at it all. I made sure that there was nothing that's going to surprise me, but I had other gigs in between, and so you have to start to develop an ability to remember things quickly that you've once learned and mark in things that help you do that. So that's what we're going to do today together. All right. The other thing I need to do is learn how to play in the low register again because I was worried about my teeth, and I had a high note gig, not super high, but I had an orchestra gig that was all Queen stuff. And we had to play some high notes in there, and so I wanted to make sure I could do that, so I neglected my low register for about 2 weeks, and we really can't get away with that in 2 days, so we're going to do some things to get down there. and hopefully in good shape. All right, so I'm just going to practice for a little while. If you are watching, you want to ask me questions in the chat, I can see them about 30 seconds after you do them, and so it will take me that long at least, plus however long it takes me to notice them on the computer over here. But please ask questions, and if you are watching this in the future, please ask me questions on my email would be great. I have a Beacons page that is just beacons.ai/tptprof, trumpet prof, and that will send you to my email as well, and all my other things, as well as this page. All right, so here we go. That's not my plug, that's me asking for, please ask me questions to put on my stream so that I have things to say and I don't just practice my face off. Okay, here we go. Practicing my face off, take one. So this is, I'm practicing from the end. I am playing and not singing a lot, but I'm fairly confident in some of this stuff, so I'm marking in now. I guess I should do it somewhere else where you can sort of see me. I don't want to turn my back, but... so that last thing I played was, what is it? B flat. Let's see, this is a D, but this is B flat dominant. B flat 7. And this one is A flat major. That's a C. A flat triad. And this is all E flat triad. Yeah, okay. So that way I don't get confused. I should be able to play those fairly easily. Let's mark that thing that I said already in the stream too. That this thing over here, let's see, so G flat, A flat, C, E flat, right? Well, that's A flat, C, E flat in as a triad, right? And with a 7th, G flat. And but that just means it's a dominant 7th chord. And A flat for me is really like E, right? Because it's down a major 3rd. I know that's a 4th, but it would, you know, you have to sort of convert back. It would be like a D double sharp, and we're not going to do that. Or sorry, it would be a, yeah. Anyway, it's oh no, sorry, it's D for me, right? Yeah, so it starts on a D, and it's an E7 chord. Let's play that now, and we'll see if we can play till the end. And it's good to do this. First of all, I'm taking breaks. I'm not playing. I'm also working out ahead of time what I'm about to do so that I'm not guessing. I don't want to hack through it. That's what you hear everybody do in the practice room, is play a couple of notes and then get one wrong and stop and go back, and then they just do that forever. And I definitely do that. Nobody, you know, nobody's perfect, mechanical perfect practicer, but we can do a lot better than we normally do. So anyway, let's play a little more. Oh, sorry. If you're wondering what I just did, I'm not above marking in the correct notes, and that's what I did. I kept missing that same thing because I had E7 chord, and then it doesn't make sense to play B flat, A flat, F, E flat to my fingers or my ear. And so I can almost hear the notes, but I just couldn't, my brain couldn't calculate fast enough. So why should it? Just mark in the notes. Don't worry about it. I just marked little, sort of a tiny note head with the flat because there's a D written and I need to play a B flat. That's all I did, right below the note. Yeah, I don't think there's any shame in it. I have played orchestra jobs where I was having trouble with the reverse of this transposition, the E major transposition on a C trumpet. Sorry, E natural is what I meant to say. E trumpet, basically. And I was playing a C trumpet and I just couldn't do it on a couple of nasty spots, and so I just marked in all the notes. And I heard somebody sort of scoff at me like, oh, this guy doesn't, you know, he can't even play the right notes. And it's like, yeah, but, you know, look, I've got to get through the gig and play the right notes, right? You want me to play the right notes and not the wrong ones. And to the conductor, they don't care how you get the right notes, right? To the audience, they don't care how you get the right notes. Now, maybe it seems a little amateur or plebeian or something, but I don't know. I think marking in other things in your part sometimes seems just as silly to me if they're not hard for me. So, you know, it's best not to judge, I guess. Anyway, it's been a long time since that gig, so I think it's safe to tell that story and no one will know who they were. All right, let's keep doing it. So again, I'm hearing things. I'm making sure that they're correct by playing them. Not the only way to do it, but this one is D flat triad. This one is E flat triad. This one's C major triad, starting on E. This one is D flat again. This one was, that one is G dominant 7th, G7, starting on D. This one is going to be C major again. Wait, nope. A flat major, sorry. Triad. Oh, now we've got an interesting one. So this one is F sharp, so that's going to be a D. This is A sharp, so that's going to be an F sharp. I bet this is D major. Yep, it sure is. Okay, so that's D major triad. Now, what is that? The other thing we can do is play this on the cornet, and we'll learn a little bit of what notes are out of tune, but it won't be the same on the other instrument, but at least I'll learn to remember to push back in the slide, because this is how you'd hold this as well. You can tune every note with the tuning slide with your thumb in there. But it's not the right rim. This is my old Hagstrom rim, and a great mouthpiece it is, but the 8 it is not. So I will have to do probably more on the Hagstrom mouthpiece to get into the low register, because the bite on the 8 is a lot harsher. Anyway, all right. Okay, so we're getting most of these. Now, some of them I'll be able to transpose on the fly, right? I don't need to constantly remind myself and write in every note. But it's always better to rather than guess, it's always better to know, right? So I'm gonna, let's look through it. Let's play the whole last page, and if we guess, we'll stop and we'll fix that, right? If we know, then we should just be able to play it, and we'll see what our level of confidence is. If I'm still a little shaky, maybe I'll come back in a little while and play this again, right? But I'm going to switch back to the trumpet as well. We don't have any really super low notes on the second page, so I guess I could play almost anything, but it's a good idea to, none of this is going to feel familiar in any amount of days, unless it was like months, right? And I did choose the instruments months ago, and I've been playing them just about every other day. But we want to be able to get the work done without the familiarity, just in case, what if my lip's swollen that night? Well, we still want to be able to play all the right notes, so. All right, let's see. And I should da, da, da. So I'm going to sing a little bit first, and that'll help us with our confidence as well, right? Da 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 da. Let's see. Da 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 da. Already, not super confident. This is G minor. This is C minor. Is that right? Yep. C, no, wait. Yep, C minor. And these are ands. Boom, and. That's what was really getting me. Once I get it down here, it'll be fine. Actually, I should go down there. See, another one. And I started playing again, which I realized right away. I said, well, I said I was going to sing more. But I thought maybe if I played through them, you know, there would be a sort of a rhyme and reason to it that would help me. And sure enough, it's sort of a chord progression that makes sense, right? But let's keep going. And we're gonna play, I think, a little bit because it's slower here in terms of the note motion, and so it's mostly eighth notes. So I should have a better chance of doing it. But we'll see. Like I said, the rule is if we're playing and I hesitate, like I just did a second ago, I wrote it right in. So that's what we'll do. Again, just writing in the chord changes here, really, the triads and the key areas that I'm in. That way, I just don't have to guess. And if you read chord changes normally, like in a jazz context, I tend to use some of the same notation. I don't. There's one that I disagree with. Not that my opinion matters. Obviously, the jazz world has taken it on. But the triad, or sorry, the triangle, right, means it's a major 7 chord if it has a 7 on it. I like to use the triad to mean, or the triangle to mean triad, and then I use a big M7 because it sort of combines classical and jazz notations for chords, but the big M is also in both. It just depends on what you're trying to be clear about. Now, I know what it means in a jazz context, and so I use it that way, but if I see a triangle in a classical piece, that means that only those triad notes are a part of the chord to me. And it's important to develop your own kind of notation for stuff like this. I often will also draw the architecture of the line above the notes so that I don't have to look at the note heads. If there's a lot of flats and sharps, or if it goes by really fast, I just want to play this zigzag in this way. And so, you know, that might look like it goes up first and then down to, and I do it usually in groups of 4 notes, like 16th notes. That way I can just look and say, okay, right, this one goes da-da-da-da, or da-da-da-da, or da-da-da-da, right? I just know, and then if it's in the key or even if it's not, I've worked on the fingerings. I just need to remember, and my eyes can't look at the notes fast enough to remember the sounds, but they can look at sort of a skeleton line above it. And maybe I'll do a whole thing on that. I don't think that my notation, though, is necessarily good for anybody else. I think it's important to develop your own so that you can trust what you see by your own hand. I don't even trust other people's handwriting in other parts. Like when I get a part and it already has writing in it, I don't trust anything that person put, because who knows? Maybe they were writing in B-flat trumpet fingerings, or maybe they did a ritardando there in the group that they played it with, but we're not doing that. So you really don't want to trust other people's pencil. And it sucks when it gets copied into the part. But anyway, I digress. Okay, let's go back. We should be able to play this whole thing. This is another B-flat 7. I'm just going to mark in a few more. Sorry for being all up in your face. This is also a B-flat 7. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Oh, I need to put 7 on that one. This is C major. Okay, so we've marked most of the things now. I guess let's try to run the second page. So the one that I hesitated on was the only one I didn't mark, of course, which was a D diminished sound, right? But it's not fully diminished because it's only a triad. It's only small. It's only 3 notes. So I got to practice these sounds now because that doesn't make any sense to me. I got G7 is the first one I really hesitated on a little bit, even though I marked in everything. But I just need to get D flat into G, into A flat, into D diminished, into E, and then resolve. Okay, so that's what we're going to do slowly. And this I do need to play because I'm not sure that my ear can hear it well enough. I mean, I could challenge myself to do that, right? Because it almost always starts on D, and then I just have to get the right next interval. So maybe let's try that, and then we'll see what we can do. It's D flat. I can't do it. I know what I need to do. I'm looking below these triads in one spot, and I keep sort of out of the corner of my eye seeing that it's B something way up on top, and it's B flat 7. Oop, and see, I've already messed it up. But now I'm marking it below as well so that I can't really miss it. B flat 7. And make sure the flat is really clear. Okay, so that's the second page. We could certainly try to play the whole thing. but we'll need to rest a little bit. I don't see any questions in the chat. I would love to see some questions in the chat. But while we wait for that, I'm just going to look to see if there's anything weird. So da 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 da. Let's see, da 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 da. Da 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 da. Here's, I know it sounds like this. Da 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 da. I'm just going to mark those notes. It's E, B, C sharp, E. It's totally easy, but when you see all those sharps, it gets scary. Let's see. Da 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 da. Yeah, I was right. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Is that right? No, it's that's a C sharp. It's so weird to see an E sharp and try to transpose that down a third, a major third. That is. This is A major. This one I'm writing MAJ so that I know. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I think that's right. Da da da. No, that's an F sharp. See, I knew so I was gonna mess it up. Da 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 da. B sharp, yeah. Okay, so da 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 da. We just need to write. This is G sharp, and this is E major, and E triad, and this is something else. It's just two notes, so we can't really do much with that. A and F sharp, and then. Oh boy. Another E major. So you could argue at this point that A cornet is not the best one to do this on. However, we chose it for the color as well, and it puts it in a good key some of the time, right? It'd be great if I could just read it on F, and we tried it on the F alto, and it sounded way too trumpety. I even tried it like with the horn to see if maybe the mics were lying to me or something, but the mics never lie. These AKG 414s are too good. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with the cornet of some fashion, and even though the transposition would be easier if I played a B flat, easier for me because I'm used to that down a fourth transposition. That's right. It also would make me play in even worse keys most of the time, right? You noticed on the other page, we've got a lot of B flat sevens, a lot of C sevens, a lot of G sevens, right? And then some A flat, D flat nonsense, right? Well, okay, if I play those down another half step, well, that's A sevens and B sevens, and that's not better, right? So it's okay if we have a lot of E major, because even though that would be E flat major for the B flat trumpet, it's not really going to help me in the long run. So I need to mark when it gets into funny sharps, or flats rather. Nope. whole tone. So I also will mark in like the name of a thing. If it's a A flat major scale, I'll just put A flat scale, right? Or something like that. In this case, is our whole tone scale for a second. All right, well, I think we're ready to try to play this. Yeah, I mean, we've rested enough, right? And I don't want this live stream to go on forever, just me practicing, no questions. It's different when I have a topic and some interaction with people. Then I don't mind going a little bit long, like an hour or so. But in this case, and we're fighting the intonation of this horn. It's really hard to play in tune on the A side, and that's not the instrument's fault. It's that I'm just not able to control my pitch as well as I'd like to, and I'll get back there. I'll get back there. But for now, we'll deal with it, and then hopefully being able to tune every note will not be a detriment. I will bring that cornet home tomorrow night and practice it, and I'll practice it at school tomorrow as well. So anyway, before tune in Tuesday at 7:30 to hear this piece. It's Tuesday, the April 4th at 7:30 Eastern Time, ECU's live stream concert channel. All right, here we go. All right, so we made it through, and after about 40 minutes of practice or whatever that was, and my whole routine before this, I feel pretty good about that run. If I can hold it together that long that day, I do have a lot of lessons on Tuesday, so hopefully all goes well. But I think I should be able to manage at least this piece at the end of the day. So anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time. And until then, practice every day.